So this is our session 1. We did have the mini sessions. Both our party has hired on and helped do some investigations around the Crystal Spire Mountain for purposes of there's some ancient ruins that have been uncovered. There's an excavation site, but the expedition has sent out people to help look for further evidence of these ancient ruins in order to help the expedition team. We meet with our party, has started investigating some hills where they have come across some cultists inside a some sort of room. They had managed in their mini sessions, they had managed to kill the cultists. They went to open a sarcophagus, and out popped a skeleton. And that is where we are actually going to begin our session. And I'm going to, when that shows up, click that. And I would like everybody to please roll initiative.
The group on the left, or the right, sorry, did we hear any type of
Yeah, you guys hear something coming from where you know the entrance of that room,
Gotcha.
That building is. That's why I'm going to let you guys roll initiative right now.
Just want to give it in character reasons for why we would start dashing over there.
Yep. So we are waiting on Richter.
Yeah, I'm having a slow day today. Where is this at? There it is.
Let me try to... Can you turn up your volume a little bit?
I don't know if I can. That's...
Also, would it be okay to have my familiar already summoned on the map?
Yes.
With me? Okay, great.
You should be able to drag it out.
Yep. I am not able to drag it out. I have control of this sheet. But
okay, let me look at permissions here. Okay, create journals.
I couldn't even drag my token out if I wanted to.
I know, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Gotcha.
Drawing tools. There we go. Save. It should work now.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, gotcha. Thank you.
Yep. So we have everybody has rolled initiative, and as you guys open the sarcophagus, a skeleton with horns coming out of its head starts rising out of the bed of the sarcophagus, reaching out, and I'm gonna do a with its short sword, targeting Felzik with its short sword. Let me get my map off, my calendar off the other side. Right off the bat. I already rolled that. There we go. Got to remember how we're. Hitting you and doing less damage. You took a solid hit, but it does less damage to you than you think it would do. Something about his sword seems off. And it's going to come on. Step out of the sarcophagus on top of the dead body because it's dumb, and that will end its turn. Go ahead.
I don't mean to nitpick, but I don't think the cult fanatic is dead. We incapacitated him.
Okay,
and
so,
did non-lethal damage.
That's right.
If I
you did
remember
non-lethal
correctly.
damage. I will fix that. I will get rid of the dead head. That's right. We made him unconscious.
Yes.
Okay.
And we tied him up, I believe, too. If I
Yep.
remember correctly.
Yep, that's right. Unconscious. He's unconscious, so the skeleton comes out and steps over the unconscious body, which brings us up to he is unconscious with non-lethal damage. Richter, you're up.
All right. We'll swing my greatsword. $18.
Yep, that hits.
$7 damage.
Okay.
Let me start.
Vezer. You hear clattering of swords against armor coming from inside that, where you know is the entrance to some sort of underground crypt in that hill.
Okay. Weather is going to dash towards the entrance of the place. How do I... Well, I can just do it this way. Okay. I'm gonna dash here. And end my turn.
Okay, and
As
you
I
get
run.
there, you see human that just got done attacking a skeleton inside there.
Wizard is gonna like see that and kind of shot towards inside. Oh, hang on, we are here to help. That's my turn.
Okay. Yanil, she will do similar. She's gonna do. She's gonna end up right behind you. And that will end her turn. Varric, you're up.
Seeing the skeleton step out and Richter engage with that, Ferric looks at it and says, "In Eldath's name, I will not allow this evil to stand." And I lift my mace, and I'm gonna attack him. Oh, let me click on him first. How do I do this again?
T should target if you hover over and hit the T.
There we go. Thank you.
Or you can
That was
right-click and I think you can do the concentric circles.
Okay, so... Did I not go through?
Ooh.
There we go. Nat 20.
Yep, go ahead and roll your crit damage.
Big 6 damage.
Which does, skeleton crumbles to the ground, its sword rattling on top of the corpse of the,
The cultist?
the corpse, not the corpse, but the body of the
Cultist.
the cultist.
That's my turn, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Vezer, you seeing your other party members, I mean, not Vezer,
Velzik.
Felzik, you see your other party members run towards the entrance of the crypt.
Yeah, I'm going to follow their lead with 30 movement and then action to 30 dashed.
Yeah, so that should put you right next to those other two.
Yeah.
Not quite being able to, you see part of a human in there. I'm going to do then is I'm just going to go ahead and click end, and we're going to role play what you're doing with any looting and talking about the doing whatever you want to do with the cultists. So as the three of you run up, you see them attacking in there. You see Vezer, you see the skeleton hit the ground. Richter, since you would have been next in the initiative order, what are you gonna do once the skeleton hits the ground?
First off, he would say to Ferric, nice hit, friend. That could have gotten a little bit too hairy.
Yeah, we are a bit ahead of ourselves, didn't we? But alas, this evil is no more of this land.
It looks like we are not alone, though. We got some company.
Steel yourself, Richter. Who knows what approaches us from outside?
Okay.
And he will. He'll point his greatsword toward the entrance.
Velzik's going to say to the group outside, there might be more cultists inside. We must be prepared.
Okay. So, outside group, are you going to approach?
Felzik is going to send his familiar in under invisibility just to scout ahead as he pulls the group to the side behind the rocks, hoping we weren't seen yet.
Vezer already shouted at the.
Yes, somebody shouted in there, so we know people are out there.
Yeah. So Vezer is definitely gonna look at your attempt and say, "Sorry, I jumped the gun on there," and he'll slowly approach inside.
Maybe they are stupid and didn't hear you.
Well, it seems like you two took care of it before the help arrived, so well done, gentlemen.
Oh, I'm gonna have to ask you to stop right there, friend.
Are you with the cultists?
No, I'm from the archaeology group.
Oh. Would we, DM, would we know the archaeology group as, something that just offhand without us having to...
You probably would have seen these people at the base camp before they sent you out to do the explorations.
Okay. I lower my weapons immediately. Oh, hello.
Go ahead.
Oh, please. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
You all with the wardens? Of the deep?
Not necessarily a full member of the Wardens of the Deep, but hired on as to assist with the keeping the excavation clear.
My name's Ferric Anvilbreaker. I've been hired to assist with cleric duties here to help with our healing needs and the faith of the party and any and all who seek to do evil upon this land.
Nice to meet you, good sir. I'm Weather. I've been tasked to deal with the arcane protections of this company and to deal with the hexes and such that we will be facing potentially.
Well, well met. I'm Richter. Just a guard.
Give big, firm handshakes all around.
Felzik's still peeking outside, peering in with the archaeologists. Not feeling too comfortable going in just yet, but he's gonna say, "Are you sure you rid it of all the cultists?"
This one's unconscious and tied up. He's not going anywhere. I promise you that.
We did see others though, didn't we?
Yeah. Yes. One. You saw one go in, and then leave, and then you guys came in and ambushed the one that's in here. So there's a second one around somewhere.
Yeah, I know there were two caves, one to the southeast and one to the southwest, if I remember correctly, and that's one of the ones. That's where they went into.
I see.
Yeah, it went into the southeast one. You saw it do that from the hilltop.
It seems like there could be many more crawling around these caves.
Yes, that is what we had predicted.
Well, that is troublesome. I do
believe there is strength in numbers. It is worth us possibly sticking together to rid these caves of whatever foul stench festers deep within.
Oh, I admire your zeal, but perhaps knowing that we are merely an archaeology group, we should abstain from taking that set of actions.
Unfortunately, right, I would have to agree with him. I'm the only one here that's obligated to, I guess, clear those out. It's a man of the law.
We could ask our unconscious friend here some questions. He may be able to shed some light on what's in those caves.
Yes, and think about all the things we could discover for the wardens once the cultists are cleared out. There must be many artifacts that are related to whoever was buried here.
Right. On that,
not to explore.
Right. On that topic, while you question the cultists, I'll take a look around this room, see if there's anything of
Are
value,
you going to
importance.
revive the cultists before you do the look around, or are you gonna wait until?
I'm going to wait until the room has been thoroughly inspected before I do anything with this cultist, as I keep my mace steadily close to his head in case he wakes up.
Okay, anybody that is helping to search the room, I would like to roll an investigation. Here, let me do it this way. I am going to go doot, 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 doot. There should be in chat, there is a thing that you can just click the die to roll.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna pass on that, but
So we're gonna start out with Bezer. You didn't find anything interesting. Barrick, they're in the robes of the cultist that is down. You find a thin bone that has some words carved into it. And the words read, I'm going to select you, put it in here. Orcus's gift is freedom, no king, no god, no life, no death, only hunger eternal, only the pit and the feast of flesh.
That sounds ominous.
And besides that note, you also found on the skeleton a rusted longsword that has an ornate hilt. Why it did less damage is it's rusted, but it's worth about 15 gold pieces if you were to take that. For the next person in our list, Speaker Felzik. In the crypt, in the actual sarcophagus area, you find a letter. It's written in dried blood. The ink on it is like pulsing as you look at it. Let me get Speaker Felzik here. And the letter reads, "To the Lord of Rot, keeper of the dead, he who sits upon the throne of bone, we have prepared the vessel. The rites are completed. The blood spilled, the whispers spoken. The chains are broken, the path is clear. In return, we ask for your blessing. Let us walk where the dead walk. Let us see with hollow eyes. Let us consume as you consume. We are yours now and forever." There is no signature, but on the bottom of the letter is a handprint with 6 fingers on the hand. And because you rolled so high there, Richter, you are able to find a secret door. Let me make sure I did it right. Yep. In the western wall. And that's what you guys find before you even wake up the cultist.
Okay.
What do we think of these letters? Are they... You think they've completed some ritual and that something bad's like about to happen imminently? Based off what Felzik found?
I think they already done the ritual. I would presume that the thing you killed now is the result of the ritual.
I would guess that they just found this body and decided to do all this stuff. They could just possibly be talking to nobody and just a crazy cultist.
That's very true.
If this was successful, I imagine that this could change the world as we know it. But all there was an old decrepit corpse.
I'm sorry, the ritual was to raise this guy? And I point to the dead skeletal knight.
Well, I mean, just merely looking at what's at hand, you know, there's this necromancy. And there was a letter right in the sarcophagus. My first instinct is to say that the ritual would be to raise this corpse. But it certainly wasn't that dangerous, seeing that how you two dispatched it immediately. But so maybe there's something more to it.
Perhaps I wouldn't know. That's not my area of expertise, but as you said, we're not really down to, or at least all of us aren't ready to take on a full cultist group. Are we?
Yanel examines the sarcophagus and the lid that you guys pushed aside, and she goes, at least this sarcophagus has been around for several hundred years. I don't think that anything here is new. Why don't you talk to that guy? Come up, see what you can figure out.
I take out my water skin and splash a little water on his face.
He coughs, spits, and looks as the four of you in the party and the archaeologists are staring over him as he's on the ground. You did bind him up. What? Betrayers.
Who's the face of the party here? Ferrick's just going to stand very intimidatingly over him.
I believe this is in the realm of magic, right? One of you?
I mean, I do not think that he is magic at all, but I do think that he is a very worldly person who has just come across something occult.
Right. Okay. Hello. Sorry for our rude engagement that we had, but I got a few questions for you. What's going on here, and how many of you around?
He looks up at you, staring blankly, and he gets a twisted grin on his face. Says nothing.
Well, perhaps you were right. Maybe magic is the way to go. And Feldic, seeing this man is not responsive, he's going to cast a spell, Creeping Touch. His hand is going to detach from his body, and I'm sorry, did we long rest when we went back to the camp for short
yes,
rest?
you guys should be at full everything, spells, everything.
Okay, thank you. So its hands is going to detach and become a spider as this guy is sitting, it's going to slowly crawl up his foot. Feldic is going to say to the man, "We have ways of making you talk. You see, my spider is going to enter your mouth, bite out your tongue, and slowly climb up to your brain, where it will command you to speak what we need to know. The process is very painful, but since you don't want to communicate the way of people, we would have to go about it this way." And the hand is slowly going to creep up his torso, and I'm going to make an intimidation check. Try to scare him into talking.
Go ahead and make sure he's targeted and intimidate.
Yep.
Can I stand over him to give him advantage by holding my mace over it so that Felzik could have advantage on that?
You could.
To help action?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It did intimidate him. So we will, as the spider starts, crawling up towards his face. I'm only a novice. What do you want?
You are asked a set of questions. The first you can answer is how many of there are you?
There's two of us keeping watch over this crypt.
How many fingers does this man have on his hand?
5 on each.
5 on each.
Can you explain to me what kind of ritual you tried to do here?
No ritual, just keeping candles lit on the crypt.
Mm-mm. And what you say of this? The wizard is gonna like make a hand gesture for the one holding the letter to maybe show it to the guy.
Yeah, Feldrick's gonna shove into his face like repeatedly.
And that letter was in the sarcophagus. I don't know, never seen that before.
He could be telling the truth. It is signed with a person with 6 digits.
Mm. Can I examine the paper for a moment?
Feldrick will
Yes.
give it to you.
I wanna check like if I can estimate the age of this paper.
Can
From the wear and tear.
do either an investigation or a history check if you want to guess the age of it.
Yeah, doesn't make a difference. They're the same. So I'll make a history check.
And quick question: was the inside of the coffin dusty, like it hasn't been touched?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not really paper. It's like a white leatherish thing that it's written on. It's not it's almost hard. It's not like it's been recently tanned. From that you can guess that the whatever it's written on is quite old. But the writing on it appears to be, like I said, in dried blood with the dried blood pulsing on it. So it appears to be old, but it does have, because of the pulsing dried blood on it, you can't really tell how old it is, but it is old because of how semi-rigid the this white leather is that it's written on.
Yeah. Vezer is gonna immediately drop the letter and like rub his hands on his pants. I think that's not paper. I think that's human skin.
Feldrick will pick it right back up and say, "This is perfect to be preserved in. It is an actual artifact, maybe even from pre-war time."
I don't know how old it is, but it makes sense that this guy has no idea of it. I think he's not lying.
There's only one more here. I believe we could make quick work of whatever his friend is. I believe we saw him ourselves earlier too.
I'm sorry. Did he say how many more were there?
He said
Just one.
there were only 2 of us.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we could quickly grab him too. Apprehend the other.
Well, before we do that, did this guy tell us what's in the other cave? Did we ask that question?
No.
Okay.
Okay. No, you didn't. You just asked, how many were there? How many of you are there?
Okay.
And what?
Yeah, Vezer is gonna ask what's in the other cave.
Where we sleep?
Okay. Alright. I mean, this situation seems quite simple. Do you just knock this guy out and we go to the other cave then?
Works for me.
No, we should bring him.
Yes, he might know the way. He could be a good guide dog for us.
I think we just have him call for his friend at the cave mouth and let him come to us.
That is a very good idea.
You should also, I'm not sure how much subterfuge you guys want to use, but I was just going to have him convince his friend to stand down. That'd be the best course of action for him. But if you want to go in a different way, it's up to you.
Can I make an insight check to figure out if these are like fanatic cultists or wannabe cultists? Like how committed they seem to be in there. No.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no clue.
With him initially being silent, but giving in and just saying that he's a novice, there is some little bit of fanaticism there, but you don't know how much it is or the reason behind it.
Okay. Well,
If he's willing to come peacefully, I have no problem bringing him. But if he fights back, Eldath has no wiggle room for evil to grow any further.
right. Well, this guy doesn't seem like one of those crazy cultists that's ready to kill themselves. So he might be willing to cooperate, as far as I can tell. What do you say? Are you willing to cooperate?
As you say that in a kind of raspy whispering tone, all he says is, "He watches. Even now, he watches." And
Who?
and then he collapses dead on the ground.
Does he look dead? Does he?
So I'm going to type that in for him. He watches even now.
I was looking at tickets supposed to say he just got a case of the deadies.
And then he just collapses dead on the ground.
Right.
He was
Did
just
he bit his tongue?
Nope. A voice that sounded totally different than what he sounded like. Just whispered that out. Hoarse, raspy, and whispering. He watches. Even now, he watches. And then he collapsed to the ground.
I kneel down and shake him just to make sure. I'm like, hello.
I think what you want to do is feel the pulse.
As you shake him, he shakes initially like you would be shaking like an unconscious person or somebody that's limp. But after a couple shakes, the body becomes rigid and tense. Like rigor mortis sets in almost instantly.
Oh, okay.
With that, Yanel just kind of steps back. I'm used to dealing with empty places.
But he never discovered a mummy.
Yeah, but I've never had to deal with somebody dying in front of me before.
Oh, that's fair.
I can promise you that this death was very unique. No person dies in this manner, ever.
Well, I mean, there are stories of making deals with the devils, and if you break it, the consequences are not nice. Well, let's see if there's any mark or something of dedicating his life. Wizard is gonna like try to pull up the clothing to see if there's like a tattoo or something on the back or what.
I would like you to roll a religion or history check.
Yeah, I can roll religion. Jesus. If you're talking... Oh, okay. I can hear you now.
There are various based off of the letter, the note that was carved in the bone. It leads you to believe that specifically that this is dealing with Orcus. Orcus is the demigod of undeath. Basically one of the demon gods, the demigod of undeath, and you believe that this cult has something to do with him.
Okay. Oh, I do think that this is a case of selling your soul to the devil, so the devil just took its due, so to say. Alright, gentlemen, I don't think there's much we can do with this guy, other than, well, you're the clays.
I don't think we should linger here too long.
I'll take my manacles off of him.
Okay. Yanil goes, but you found a door. There's got to be something more.
Well, that's not the way that the other cultists went.
Right, but there might be something valuable behind it. No, in the spirit of the archaeology.
Well, I guess yeah. Let's go talk to the other guy. Maybe he can help us.
I think we should open it. I agree with Vizar. I think we should open the door here.
It is locked.
Vizar tries the handle. Yeah, yes, he tries the handle. He says it's locked.
Are there any keys on this cultist?
No.
Yeah. Fel's is going to toss this body into the casket before we go in the sarcophagus.
Okay.
And close it up just in case he makes a return. So shut the casket on both of them.
We will say that it is now closed. With both.
Did someone pull out the sword first? Sorry. Did someone pull out the ornate hilt?
Somebody double click on the skeleton. See if you can actually loot the sword off of him.
Double click?
Double clicking does nothing.
Okay. Who is looting the sword, and I'll drag it to you.
Did you want that, Felix?
I don't. Whoever wants it can take it.
I was gonna take it because I was gonna. I do have blacksmithing.
Okay.
Feldic was gonna take it and give it to the wardens for the gold. Sell them an artifact for the scav. Okay. If you want to do something with it, you feel free to though.
No.
Okay, I'll give it to Felzik.
So he has the letter and the hilt.
And I'm going to drag it to you. You see if it showed up in your inventory. Yes, it showed up in your inventory.
Yeah, Wizard is gonna say, I can check later if it's a magical item or just a dull sword with a shiny handle.
Felzik will nod to that.
Okay. So the door is locked. Currently, you have looted. The only other thing that you have is the cultist did have a dagger on him. But that's it. Besides the bone tube, the bone thing that had the note on it.
So, does any one of you know how to lockpick, or is there a lock on this door frame?
There is a lock on it.
Okay. Does anyone know how to lockpick? I'll take that as a no.
Yeah, Felix will say, I do not.
That's not one of my specialties.
Well, you don't seem like too strong gentlemen. Maybe you can just destroy the door instead.
Look at something.
Yanel goes, I can try.
Try lockpicking?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
I am trying to find her.
And just to be clear, is this like a wooden door, a stone door?
It's stone.
Stone, okay. Well, at first you said you're a blacksmith, right? So maybe a chisel and a hammer to weaken the stones, and then we can open it. If the lockpicking doesn't work.
What is the door? The door? Is it a stone door? Wooden?
Yeah, he did
Stone.
say stone.
Stone. Is there any visible metal on the door, like at the hinges or the?
You don't see anything. You don't see how the door would open. There are no hinges on it. There is no handle on it. There is just a lock. There is just a hole that looks like something that would take a key.
Huh. I'm not exactly sure how that would work. If you want me to give it a try after the pick locking, I'll see if I can do something.
So she uses her thieves' tools. She tries and she tries, and she thinks she gets it, but there's something that she just can't get, even with a very good roll. She's not quite able to get the lock picked.
Okay.
I think we need a key.
Alright, well, it might be magically locked, I guess. There's no way of knowing until I have about 10 minutes, but I don't think we have 10 minutes. Let's take care of the other cultists, and then we will have all the time in the world, I guess.
How big is that hole?
It's about the size of your pinky, and it doesn't go all the way through the stone. It goes in maybe 2 to 3 inches and hits stone in the back. You can kind of, poke and prod around. There's various spots that, like, the top would be open and then the side would be open, but all at different locations in there.
Okay. That note scrap for confidence. That thin bone isn't the. It wouldn't be the correct size, right?
It's too thick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's not that thin. It wouldn't be able to hold the note on it.
Alright, gentlemen, do you think it's time to go to the other cave?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes. Lead us the way to where you saw the other cultist.
Ferric leaves room, and I believe he went down
To the southeast.
southeast one. Yeah.
What I am going to do is I am going to let me see if I can do this. I am just going to get rid of the top, just so you guys can see inside. Makes it easier than half and half showing. What you see is somebody actually sleeping on one of the sleeping bags. One individual in there sleeping on a sleeping bag.
Oh, okay. Is it night right now?
No, it's not night. It is about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. Oh, there's one sleeper there.
It's been about, we'll call it 15 minutes. Now we'll call it about 20 minutes since you saw him leave. He went in, helped light the candles, and then he left and came into this cave.
Wait a minute. When we left the cave, the candles were still going.
Yes.
All of them. Okay. We might want to take those out, but I look back at the other group, the other members, and I raise my manacles. And I'm like, "What if you guys go in there and put this on them?
Whoever is sneakiest should go in.
If you could."
Well, I'm not really sneaky. That's
Meaning, I'm definitely not sneaky.
Felzik will get the manacles and said, I can try.
So I would like you to roll target the sleeping guy and roll a stealth check.
It's not like creeping, the over-exaggerated tippy toe.
And then what I am going to do is I'm going to roll a...
Constitution, huh? Interesting.
He's still asleep. That's why I roll Constitution. See if he, through his sleepiness, he would be able to hear. So you're attempting to put the manacles on him as he's sleeping?
Yeah.
So you were able to make it in, and as you go to put the manacles on him, I want to... We're going to do this. We are going to request a contested roll.
Putting the manacles check.
Versus
Sleight of hand, stealth,
oops.
acrobatics.
I wasn't supposed to have Yanil targeted. How did I do that? Oh, I have her targeted. We're going to delete that one. There we go.
He was actually a cultist. She's the demigod. We never knew it.
She's really Orcus.
Exactly.
There you go, Felzik.
Woo!
Ooh.
Woo!
Ooh. Okay.
My 2 beat is 1.
Yep, your 2 beat the 1, yes. You are able to get the manacles on just as he wakes up.
As soon as we hear him wake up,
wake him up.
The moment they
Eric
slap
rushes
him,
in.
is just gonna yell, I put them on him. He didn't even notice.
All done. Well, I didn't know you were such a sneaky person. Oh, that's a talent. All right. Well, we've seen the other guy die soon after questioning, so whatever you guys are gonna do, you should do it quickly.
How does the cultist react to hearing that the other cultist died after questioning?
He says, "Kill me and I shall rise again."
Oh,
I think we should bring this one back to camp and let somebody else deal with him and ask the questions.
Well, I wouldn't want to disappoint you, but this guy might drop dead any moment, just like the other one.
Yeah, and also, didn't they say that somebody was watching?
The whisper was, let me pull up the whisper.
It was like
He
always
watches,
watches.
even now he watches.
Yeah.
It's
All right.
possible as soon as we get him to where. Yeah, I'm just saying this. You're right. As soon as we get him anywhere where he could answer any questions, he might just be killed remotely by whoever this person is who watches.
Exactly. This is another sarcophagus.
Yes.
Okay. Wizard is gonna point towards other sarcophagus and then ask the cultists, is there another undead in there they should be aware of?
Open the tomb, little rats. The feast is prepared.
I like this
nicely. Alright. What do we want to do with this guy? I mean, I think he's gonna die soon after once the devil takes its soul.
Did we search him? We need that key.
Well, you do
Right.
search him. And on him, you find a book. Actually, no. You find another letter and you find a key.
All right. Thank you.
Correct.
Pop that letter open and hold stuff the key in my pocket.
So the letter is sealed with black wax. And on the wax, you see it's stamped with skull of a goat. Are you going to break the wax?
Is there any type of writing stuff in here or anything that looks like it would have made the seal? I just want to see if he made this letter or if the letter was given to him.
Roll an investigation check.
Before we open up that letter. Oh, dirty 20. Let's see. Jeez.
33.
You don't find anything that would have been used to either write the letter or make the stamp. No wax, no nothing like that in here.
I will open the letter and break the seal.
Okay. The letter reads, Brother Davos, the gate trembles, the Pope groans with hunger, the time draws near. Gather the faithful beneath the black arch. The sacrifices must be prepared. 6 mortals, unspoiled by magic or faith. Their life must be drained before the third bell. The Mott must be fled. Our Lord watches, his favor upon us. Do not fail. High Lord Necrolard Varath.
Okay.
We definitely need to bring these letters back to camp, but I think this filth deserves not to breathe a second longer.
The Black Arch. Where is it?
In the crypts.
Right. In the crypts. That's very specific.
At least he says something unlike the other. Alright, bring him with us.
Right, before we do that, there's a lot of rubble here. There might be something important. I'm gonna look around to see if there's anything of importance.
Felzik is going to do a persuasion check while the group is looking around to try to make this guy babble more about his cult. Like, faint an interest in it. Maybe, as a potential member. Just to get him blabbing.
Let me look at your character really quick.
You want me to make an investigation check?
Yes, please roll an investigation check. You, as you try to get him to talk. All you what he says is, "You are already dead. You just don't know it yet." And he spits at you.
It wasn't very nice.
You might want to clear to
For
check
the
this.
investigation check, are you going to investigate the sarcophagus also, or just the rubble that's around the room?
Just the rubble. I think sarcophagus we can pay attention later.
You see various cooking utensils, food stores that would probably last another 2 or 3 days. There are 3 sleeping bags in here, but that's all that of interest that you find in there. Again, there is a dagger on the cultists that you have currently shackled.
All right. I'll just take that dagger. He doesn't need it to be near him.
Does a dagger look like anything special?
Nope. So which one took the dagger?
Vezer took it, and then
Okay,
kind of like
I gotta get
it.
used to your voices, so I'm gonna drag the dagger to your inventory.
Oh, you don't need to do that, because as I take it, I will toss it behind me on the ground.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna do.
But Vezer will say, well, the other guy said there's only 2 cultists, but there's 3 beds, so unless one of them left permanently or they are dead, the mat doesn't check out.
He just laughs at you.
Felzik joins in.
Okay. Oh, there are other caves, so perhaps, if we really wanted to, we could take a quick peek in them and see if there's one more fellow.
What do we do with this guy then?
Yeah.
Has
Felzik
same
says
amount
that-
of time. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask: is the same amount of time has passed since, like, quest? I should say, how long did it take for the other cultists to like drop dead?
More time has happened currently than what it took inside the.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
We could take him with us, and this is very unpleasant. I normally wouldn't do this, but we could stick him in the sarcophagus and put the lid on him with my manacles on, so he doesn't go anywhere while we check the other caves.
It's a very claustrophobic experience to put someone in, but they're cultists, so maybe it's fair.
That is
Yes,
what you suggest.
I normally wouldn't do that, but I think the situation calls for it.
Right. Let's just be careful that there isn't, not another undead in that sarcophagus as well as we open it.
So you are going to open that sarcophagus?
Well, not me. I won't.
Felzik got no issue opening it.
Okay. There we go. As you try to open it, it cracks. I'm going to move you back. And as it cracks, yes, there is a skeleton in it, and it does start to move as the try to get the lid open. It starts moving as you do that. I need to get rid of the dagger because it cannot do anything. And go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Okay.
I was gonna hold an action to attack, but then it was my brain was too slow. Where am I?
Oh,
Did it already roll for me?
I'm looking for Ferric.
Sorry about that.
And you could drag your eye. I'm sure the eye would probably be with you. You can drag him with you if you want to. In there.
Yeah.
The
What was the cultists?
the skeleton pushes the rest of the sarcophagus lid off, and steps out of the sarcophagus, and that will be his movement and his action. You're up, Felzik. I mean, yeah, Felzik.
Yep. Well, Felzik is going to take a disengage action to get away from this thing.
Okay.
Actually, there's like nowhere to go. Can I get past the cultist over there? In the
Yeah,
back?
he's down on the ground, restrained. Yes, you can.
Alright, just gonna step over his body. I lost my token inside the cultist.
I will move him to the back. There you go.
Got it, yeah. Thank you. Alright, and that's gonna be it for my turn.
Okay. He is going to as you didn't say that you gagged him, or he just has manacles on, so he still has some use of his fingers. He is going to you see he, in words that none of you can understand, you hear him mutter something, and you see a big hand with 6 fingers enter the space that's between Richter, the skeleton, and Ferric. And we're going to do a 1d2. And it swipes out at Ferric. And it misses, missing you. And that will be his turn. Ferric.
Seeing guy take a swing at me, I'm just going to take my mace and swing it right at the cultist who's manacled.
Roll with advantage. You hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Big 2 damage.
Okay. Anything else? Nope. Okay, Richter.
Okay. He casted a spell. I am going to move up a little bit. No. Yes, actually, I will. I am supposed to be protecting Ferric, so I'll put myself in between him and the skeleton, and I'll hit the skeleton.
Okay.
But as I do so, I will say to Ferric, make sure if you do hit him, make sure just knock him out.
Richter, I'll try my best next time.
And here is my attack. Oh man.
Everyone is missing. Everyone is missing.
You can go ahead and
graze him?
Yeah, you graze him, so that would be 3 points of damage.
Okay. And that would be my my turn.
And it brings us up to Vezer.
Okay. Wezer is going to do some hand gestures in the air as a yellow point starts to form in front of his fingertips, and as he points it towards the skeleton, he will cast Firebolt at it.
Okay.
Let's see. And
Yeah, it definitely makes direct contact with that skeleton, causing the skeleton to collapse to the ground.
and then he will look at the cultist and say, "Your undead is dead. I think you should give up, instead of bringing your own doom."
And that's going to finish your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Belzik.
So around me, this is their living spaces, right? Is it safe to assume there would be some dirty clothes, dirty underwear?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it and gag his mouth with it to keep him from casting spells. The most rancid pair I can see real quick. Let's prove his devotion to Orcus.
Some dirty socks from the overnight.
The smelliest, the stinkiest.
And with that, we're going to end combat because he can't do anything.
Well, I see a trend here. Yeah, with the sarcophagus.
I wonder if this one had a whole statue devoted to him like the other one did. Is this a whole graveyard full of fallen warriors?
How is
Well-
his what? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I just wanted to look at his sword, see if it's ornate as well.
No, again, this sword is rusted on the skeleton. It is not ornate. It'd probably only be worth a few coppers to maybe a silver.
I will investigate the sarcophagus to see if there is any religious or historical value to it. It's just gauge some information.
You do find a note in there. It's on paper. It's got drips of blood on it. It's inside what would have been left of the clothing that was on the skeleton. It appears old. The paper is like brittle, but you are able to get it open and read the following. The whispers grow stronger. He calls us to the gates of bone beyond the veil of rot. The dead do not sleep. They wait. Soon we shall wait with them.
All right. Well, okay. I think if you ask me, gentlemen, we are dealing with your bona fide cultist worshippers. Really, nothing special about these guys. Seems to be the same old run of the mill cultists, as far as I can say.
I'm sorry. You speak as if you know the whole range of cultists, from serious to not serious.
Well, I'm kind of not serious, but also kind of serious. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm not sure there's much mystery here beyond the fact that we are just dealing with a bunch of wannabes who's raising undead and trying to do nefarious things.
So nothing. You don't think they're trying to bring back, let's say, Orcus himself?
I mean, I'm sure that's kind of the end goal for every cultist, to bring back the doom of the world. But
You're
as far
saying
as-
that they don't have the ability to do so.
yeah, I don't think these guys are worth taking seriously. I mean, we should still notify the group overseeing this project, but the more we spend time here, I feel like the less threatening these guys are becoming.
Yeah, I think we have bigger fish to fry, and if we encounter more of this ilk, then we will worry about it then. But these two seem like they are just out of their own little island here, dealing with this small altar to Orcus.
Why do I feel like this is... Go ahead.
I do think these cultists are not even to worry about. What worries me is what is raising these undead. It is not them. Every tome, every casket has been covered in dust from the inside, which means it hasn't been opened. And neither of them are proficient with magic to raise undead in such a manner.
Yes.
There might be something here raising them.
I think these
Something
are.
stronger.
I think this, because we noticed that the statue at the top of the hill is dedicated to Orcus, which means that this place has been dedicated to that devil for a long time. All these undead might have been created centuries ago, and they are just remnants of what was once a mighty, or well, powerful cult, reduced to what it is right now, apparently.
Well, regardless of how petty these cultists may seem, they look like they were trying to gather 6 innocent people to sacrifice at the Black Arch. That's something that, even if it doesn't amount to anything, we should probably still try and save those 6 people.
I agree with that, absolutely. Why don't we go check that door and see if this key is for that one? And then, depending on how it goes, we can go explore the other caves. Let's be ready in case there's a third guy.
I feel like the door should be last, but that's just me.
Oh, maybe it's just archaeologists in me wanting to explore, really.
Yeah,
Oh.
I do want to see what's behind that door very badly.
And as you guys are having this discussion, in your ears, you hear the same voice that came out of the first cultist when it died. It says, "You will waste your breath. Gate will open, and I shall welcome you to the other side."
I'm sorry. Where did that come from? The dead guy, or
No, it did not come into your ears, but you all heard it in your brains telepathically.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
okay.
And as that
Can I-
telepathic words go out, that cultist spasms and collapses to the floor limply, dead.
First of all, did that took about the same time as it did for the other cultists to die?
No, it took longer.
Okay. Second, can I make an Arcana check to figure out what's going on? Like if this is some area of effect kind of thing, or
Sure.
like if it's bound to the location or if it's bound to the cultist or such. Let's see. Perfect.
Doesn't seem like necessarily anything arcane doing it. There is necromantic magic, but you don't see a source to have caused the death. You didn't see any, rays or bolts fire at this thing. He just died.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
maybe not arcane in nature. Magical in nature. Maybe something else.
Okay. Wizard is just gonna say, well, it's quite weird now hearing this in our brain.
I believe, regardless of what is happening here, if there is truly something that is more evil and festering, it is beyond what the four of us could handle regardless. I think we should report back quickly and let the rest of the guards know what has happened here, and then assess ourselves then as to what to make for next steps.
Felzik will say, well, with these people guarding it, these cultists, I do think that we may be able to, at the very least, do a primary investigation for the wardens.
Well, indeed, this is our objective is to investigate. We are supposed to be the preliminary force here. I think we should return once we have either faced a certain failure or
we check out the other cave?
Yeah, I guess we could do that before we go to the door.
Felzik will say, I can scout ahead.
I think we should stick together just to be safe.
I don't mean me, but
I didn't state it. But every time I would have taken could I say I have taken the manacles off that other because they keep dying.
You've got the manacles back.
All right, I will hand the manacles to Felzik again.
Okay.
Felzik will, with minor illusion, kind of go for his eye and give the illusion of plucking out as his familiar appears, a big floating blue eyeball before it fades into obscurity once more.
So, as he's describing this, what you see before it fades away is that nice floating eyeball.
You also have a familiar. That is nice.
I have
Although yours...
familiars.
Well, I mean, the nature of the spell means you can have multiple familiars, but this is the one you have summoned right now.
I mean, you saw my little Spidey, my hand. He's gonna like move his hand around. It sometimes gets a mind of its own. So does my eye. My whole body is full of them.
Your body is full of what?
Never mind. He's gonna send his invisible familiar forward into the cave to take a peek.
Okay. I am going to go ahead and it's not the one I wanted. Hilltop. Just going to go ahead and as you peek into there, you don't see. You see 3 pillars. You don't see any casket, sarcophagi, or anything. It is been. It's definitely man-made. But it appears empty and clean.
Empty, clean.
Feldig will say it seems nothing is in there. It is safe to explore.
Okay, well, let's give it a cursory look to see if there is any hidden things. Otherwise, did we also notice this little thing there, the path?
Yeah, but that's his eye just inspected inside there.
Oh, I thought we went up here. Okay.
Yeah, well, all 4 of your bodies are down here.
Yeah, that's what I was inspecting too. My bad.
Yeah, I never noticed this section. I thought the last cave was this place. So
nope.
So
the southwest, they're just an empty. Got like 3 pillars in it, empty and clean.
Okay.
If you guys head to the northwest.
Did we want to do an investigation in there real quick though? You were gonna.
Yeah, you can just send the ball in there, the eyeball.
I thought you were gonna go in there.
Into this cave? This cave is empty. I can go to the up one.
Yeah, I was thinking checking the upper one before we go into this one.
Alright.
Okay, as your eyeball gets up to the upper one, I'll go ahead and just delete that overhead tile. It is empty, clean, and there is a statue with robes on it inside of it.
Are the robes like made of stone, or are they made of like material?
Made of stone.
Yeah, so he'll relay that to the party as he finished looking through his familiar. Both rooms are empty. The other one has a statue with it looks like a figure, another memorial, perhaps.
Do you recognize that figure?
I do not. Can I do a history check to see if I? Yeah.
You can do history or religion. Does not seem familiar to you at all. Just another statue. Hooded robe dude.
I do not know who that is.
I might be figure it out once I see it. Let's check this small room. It seemed at least less important than the one with the giant statue in it.
Okay, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I didn't move my collides with.
Search around. You're looking for hidden doors. Everything. It basically looks like a very well kept, cleaned up crypt. It's
Okay.
not ruins. So it's actively been in use recently.
Yeah. Do I? I don't know if this was a part of the rule, but can I try to figure out what's the purpose of this room? Like what it would serve as?
Sure.
And do I need to make a check for that?
Yeah, history or religion.
Okay, well, these are cultists, so I'll roll religion. Okay.
Sorry about that. Really can't tell what the purpose would be. It looks like based on there is some sort of wear to the floors, but you can't really tell what it was used for in the past or what its current use is right now.
Okay. Well, can't really. I mean, there's no historical value to this place, as far as I can say. I don't know what they will use this room for. You know, the cultists. It seems, by all means, you know, not important.
I mean, if I were, it's just a loose guess, but if they're bringing 6 people, you might want to put them somewhere where you're not sleeping, I suppose. So this could have been what they were going to use it for.
Yeah, I mean, it's as good, I guess, as it can get. All right. Well, let's check the other last cave, and then I really want to see what's behind that door, especially after that whisper in our brains.
That was most unpleasant.
It was. It's as far as I can tell, there was no sigils, glyphs, or such to enact something like that once the cultist died. So whatever its nature was, it wasn't arcane. So it might be devilish. But do not let that, distress your minds. I'm sure it's not an actual devil speaking to our minds.
I would guess that it's the High Necrolord. That he is overseeing this site through a magical means. And is getting a little upset we are interrupting it.
It
Big
seems like
statue in this room?
Yeah, that was the robe statue.
Yeah. Do I know what this statue is?
Felzik didn't know what it was.
Can I make a religion check on it?
History or religion.
history
Yeah.
or religion.
Yeah, I'll make a religion check as well.
Both Richter and Vezer, the runes that are kind of on the robes, the filigree, like the seam around the outer edge of the robes, definitely has symbols to the represent Orcus. whether it be a goat's head or other runic symbols. You can't make out whether this is just a representation of a worshiper of Orcus or whether it's somebody else, somebody else like the Necrolord or something like that. But it is a statue of what appears to be a worshiper of Orcus.
Okay. Well, I mean, this does really seem like, to a certain degree, abandoned temple dedicated to Orcus. There's like 2 cultists they left behind to tend to the place, but otherwise, I wouldn't call this a lively temple.
I say we smash this statue and head out.
How large is this statue?
Probably 7 to 8 feet tall. It's larger than human size, but it's about 1.5 times human size, 1.25 to 1.5 times human size.
Well, I mean, I understand your inclination to destroy it, but this is very old. So to a certain degree, this kinda is part of archaeology. So destroying it would be very unnecessary, despite what it represents.
Right. Well, let's head to that door. I'm glad you talked him out of it, because I was going to do that if you didn't.
I mean, I will, understand it and maybe support it if it was a living temple being used, but it's just an old place, really. Ancient place, even.
Okay. You don't have to move your tokens there. We'll just RP it with a little bit of time passing away. The key that you found on the second cultist appears that it will fit inside that hole.
All right, everybody ready?
Yep. Let's be careful, but be ready.
The gnome lady is with us?
Yes, she is with you.
I do think one of us should wait somewhere safe in case we don't come out of here. So do you mind actually waiting outside in some bushes and just about 20-30 minutes? If we don't return, you should return back to the wardens. Tell them what happened here.
I can do that, but if you see anything neat, come get me. That's just my passion, is exploring deep, dank, dark places.
I know. We're all creatures with certain passions. If there is no danger, we'll come and get you.
Okay, I will wait for you, I guess.
Alright.
Right. If you sense any undead or cultists nearby, just run away. Don't risk facing them.
Will do. So as you put the key into the lock and turn it, the entire piece of stone slides to the south, slides into the wall like a sliding stone door. As it opens, you see a set of stairs that starts to head downwards.
Is it dark? It's probably
Yes,
dark,
it's
right?
dark.
Okay.
Do you have dark sight?
No.
Let's see. Alright. I don't have the light cantrip, so we'll need to use a torch for you then.
Okay, let me look for my macros.
Oh, unless you have like a lantern or something, I guess.
Felzik has a lantern. He also can't see in the dark.
I'm trying to find my macro.
I have light for both of us.
Um. Oh yeah, there you go. Hood lantern. Okay.
We are lantern buddies.
Or torchlight. Lantern buddies.
Trying to find. There we go. I found my macro. So, which person is doing the lantern?
I do have a lantern, but I use a great sword. So does anyone else feel like?
Yeah,
Does anyone else have a hand free?
Lanterns can be attached to bags, I think.
Really?
Let me open my backpack and just see for sure. I know a torch has to be held in one hand. I'm pretty sure a lantern doesn't.
I'll say that you can attach the lantern to your backpack so it kind of hangs off of you.
Okay. All right then. And then I will go ahead and light up a lantern, hook it to my backpack, and pull out my sword just to be ready. And when everyone else is ready, I will start down the stairs.
And I don't know. Let me hit an F12 really quick.
Well,
I tried to use a macro to change your lighting, and it. I'm going to hit an Control F5 to reload my screen because I just locked a message box, dialog box on my screen. That macro did not work. But what we're going to do once I get back, I'm going to. That doesn't work. I will give you a light source on your token.
Okay.
And once my screen comes back, I am going to teleport you, and we're going to take a short break so that I can get my mutts out and refill my drink really quick. So let me.
Oh, God. I need to take a breather for a second, too, and stretch my legs.
Yep, that's yeah. I've got scheduled break at about the halfway point, which is about now. So I'm going to put Richter. I'm going to change his token light. I'm going to give you a yellowish light source. As you guys head down the stairs, you get to the bottom. So those stairs look like they're heading down further. Those actually are heading up. I'm going to lower the music volume a little bit. Those are heading up. You do see a solid wall in front of you as you get to the bottom of the stairs. And with that, we're going to take a short break. When you come back, please make sure to click I'm back. I'm going to go let my dogs out, like I said, and refill my drinks.
All right.
Okay. Be right back.
see you in a bit.
Okay. So as soon as everybody clicks I'm back, we'll go ahead and get started. Do-do-do-do. Just waiting on Ferric.
Yep. I like the ominous music playing right now.
I'm back.
Okie dokie. As you make it to, like I said, as you make it to the bottom of the stairs, you see a solid wall in front of you at the bottom landing.
Let's look out for a handle or something, or like a block of.
So go
stone
ahead
to
and
push.
roll investigation checks.
Of course.
Bezer, you notice the that was in a religion check. Okay.
Did I roll religion?
No, I was looking at the one up above. So, Vezer, you do notice, based off of what you guys saw before, in the center wall, you do find a secret door. Basically, you see the same type of keyhole as you saw up above.
Okay. Yeah, Wizard is just gonna be like, yeah, I think it's right there. As he points towards the keyhole for the one with the key.
So, who had the key from upstairs?
Richter, you are muted.
Okay, so
Oh,
Richter,
sorry. Yeah.
you
Yep.
put the key in, and the key fits the hole.
Oh, good eye. And he'll open it.
So you turn the key. The door slides to the right. So to the left on the map, to your right. Opening up to a room where you see 4 sarcophagi, and it looks to be some sort of mummified corpse on the ground. And you hear chittering of what sounds like rats.
Does it sound like it's coming from the corpse?
The rats sound to be coming from both the left and the right sides of the corpse. No sound coming from the corpse itself.
Okay.
Okay. Well, gentlemen, as we have seen before, I think each of these sarcophagus holds an undead. Or at least I will bet 10 gold. For each sarcophagus. So maybe we should not touch them?
Okay. Well, what if they open on their own?
Well, that's a different matter. But we don't necessarily need to push the destiny, do we? But that thing on the ground covered in red, well, I guess we could investigate that one. That's a bit weird.
It sounds like there's quite a number of rats in there.
Right. Well, rats do not like fire. So, gotta keep it handy.
That seems like that's in your department.
Only in small doses. Really?
I'll step in.
Okay, as you step in, you notice a swarm of rats to your right, which is to the left on the map, and 2 giant rats on the right-hand side of the map. I would like everybody to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't roll 9. That's great. There you go.
So, Richter, as you step in, like I said, you see those rats. A swarm of rats and 2 giant rats. What you notice is that the rats in the swarm have red glowing eyes.
That is okay. The doorway here is too wide. It's
Yes, it is.
okay. Just checking. I'm going to hold my action. I'll step in front, a little bit closer in front of Vezir, and hold my sword out, and I'm going to hold my action to attack any of the rats that come close.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Speaker Felzik.
Have the rats noticed us?
Yes, they started moving as Richter came into the room.
All right. Well, I'm going to take aim with Eldritch Blast and pop one of them.
You do hit.
I'm sorry. I thought it rolled. There we go, for 3 damage.
And it skitters as you hit it with your blast. Anything else?
That is all for my turn.
Okay. Vezir.
As Wizard sees these rats come out ready to attack us with red glowing eyes, he'll say, "Oh, I think this is right down your alley." He will move here and fire a firebolt at the same rat. Does this rat have half cover from me?
I'm gonna have to change the cover. It's only because of Richter in front of you, so I'm not gonna give you that half cover for a firebolt.
Okay.
I'll have to change the setting. I'll do that between sessions. Let me add that to my notes.
Let's see. Firebolt. Normal. Oof. Okay. I'm sure if 11 hits.
It misses.
Okay. And then
with the Eldritch Blast that came from Felzik, as you're trying to do the firebolt at the same one, the Eldritch Blast kind of moved it out of your firebolts. So you just missed it.
okay. And then I will move here, and then my turn.
Okay. That brings us up to Eric.
Barrick is going to step forward to kind of go side by side here with
Richter.
And the swarm of rats on the left here is much bigger than the swarm of rats on the right.
The left, the one with the big circle, is a swarm, and the other 2 are individual giant rats.
Okay. I would like to cast Sacred Flame on the big pack there.
Okay.
So let me target them. Second here. Flame. And so they need to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 13.
Damn.
Well, they succeed, so nothing happens. But Varric stands there and readies himself for the rats to come. That's
Readies
my turn.
himself for the onslaught. Let me. Okay. That brings us up to the first giant rat.
Here comes sickness.
It skitters up next to Richter. Why aren't you letting me target? There we go. It is going to bite at you.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, that looks like that'll hit.
Oh, that looks like that'll hit. Yes, it does.
That's gonna be nasty. Oh shit.
Wow. That will. Oh.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's level 1 for us.
Yeah, I know level 1 sucks. The
A
next
dog.
one up,
It's a dog-sized rat.
yes, a giant rat. Yes, it's huge. The second one is going to skitter over to where it saw the bolt came out. And it is going to try to bite at Ferric.
Oh, this is where we die.
Still
That definitely hits.
rats.
That's good. I think I'm down to 1 hit point.
1 hit point?
Yeah, I was at half health coming down here.
Wait.
We didn't.
Okay, I'm about to say you only had 6 HP.
No, I had 11
you guys-
HP, but I was down to 6. But we didn't do any sort of resting or whatnot.
We could
Do you
say,
guys-
if you want to roll, if we could say that before you guys came down here, you could have taken a short rest and used your 1 hit die. If you want to roll that hit die to figure out how many hit points you would have got back from that short rest.
How long is a short rest, by the way? Is that an hour?
30 minutes to an hour. Based on what you guys were doing and talking to her to make sure that you were going to make sure that she was going to stay and come if you guys were gone for more than an hour. With the investigation, I'll say that you have enough that you could have done your short rest.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and roll that Ferric, and we'll add it back to your.
All right. So how do I do the short rest thing in
I don't see
Foundry?
a short rest button on here. Just roll a 1d8, and then we'll add 2 to that, and we'll add those to your.
There is a under. If you open your sheet under your picture, there is a bed. If you hover over the bed, there is a short rest button.
I see the
okay.
bed. Okay.
I rolled an 8 anyway on that D8 plus 2. By the way,
So I'm going to add 8 to your hit points.
Oh, free healing. DM, you're the best. What would we do without you?
And that will be the rat's turn. That rat's turn. The swarm.
Oh, just before you get too far, I get hold an action to attack that one that did hit me.
Oh yes. So go ahead and attack.
I forgot after
Yeah,
I was shot.
go ahead and target it and attack it.
Shell shock.
You were in such awe of their of their audacity to attack you to begin with that you forgot to hit them.
Hit back.
You hit.
Okay. All right, 12. Okay.
Smashing it into the ground.
Question. Would that have if if I held an action to attack him, I'm not trying to.
I am going to say that since you held the action, I am going to give you your hit points back.
Okay, because I was wondering which one would go off first.
Yep, your reaction would have gone off first, so I am going to undo that damage.
Okay, thank you, Lord. Thank you.
And bring that swarm up. That basically it's in your space, surrounding you. A whole bunch of little tiny rats swarm. It's in your space, but I'm moving it south of you just to help it target. And it is going to make bites at you.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
Doing 5 points of damage.
All right.
So that swarm is in Richter's space, but I'm going to keep it down there just for purposes of making it easy to target. And that is the swarm's turn.
Why does it have to be rats?
And that brings us back up to Richter.
I will return. Try to kill this as well.
Who is it? Sorry.
Hit that with an attack. Here we go. That is 14.
That hits.
Okay.
These are a lot tinier than the that giant rat.
Also 12.
Because of they're all small, you do hit a lot of them with your swipe. But there's I would say you take out almost half of them with that first swipe.
I see. I will take a moment to steel myself, and by that I mean I will use my bonus action. Just to check, it says use your when you second wind. I believe this is bonus action. Let's do second wind. Interesting.
Bringing you back up to full hit points.
Yeah. And that's my turn.
Okay. Speaker Felzik.
Gonna target the big swarm of rats with a bonus action since we short rested and cast Hex on it.
Yes.
Mark target. And then as an action, Eldritch Blast the swarm.
Okay. You definitely hit.
Nice. That is nice.
And you can go ahead and do your hex damage.
Okay.
Very intimidating Hex right there.
And that swarm is down to like the last couple of tiny rats. Vizier.
Hey. Wizard is going to move right next to Felzik and then fire a firebolt at the large rat.
Hitting it.
And then the damage. 10 fire damage.
And
nice.
that swarm of rats is dead. The last little rat died out of that swarm.
Oh, it wasn't the swarm, it was the large one.
Oh, the large. That large one was already dead.
Oh, okay, I see. In that case, it will be the swarm.
Yeah.
So, and that will
you
be
should see little skulls Oh no! Never mind. You killed the large one, so the swarm of rats still has a little bit left. Yeah, you killed. So both large rats are dead. The swarm has a little bit left, and that brings us up to Ferric. You see a couple little rats swarming around Richter.
Seeing the rats swarming around Richter, I'm just gonna take my mace and swing right at them and try to bash them.
Okay.
So let me target them. I think I.
Yeah, you definitely swing with them. Basically turning those two last remaining couple rats into pulverizing one of them, and the other one is on its last leg. It's limping around, trying to bite at Richter, which it will when it is his turn. Are you going to do anything for a bonus action or a move?
No, that was my turn.
Okay. So that last remaining rat is going to make the last bite at Richter.
Will it crit? Will it be a hero?
Crit for one tiny rat.
Oh no, I rolled at disadvantage, so it didn't even get past your boot. And that's its turn. Okay. That last little tiny rat's biting at your ankles there, Richter.
Is I wonder. Traveler's clothes. I have traveler's clothes. Is it possible I imagine there's a cloak that would be in a set of traveler's clothes? Could I round up? I guess I could take a dead one, but these rats have glowing red eyes, right?
Yes, they do.
I feel like all this could be useful information, so I'm gonna try and throw my cloak over this last one and tie it up inside of it. What type of roll will I have to do?
Let me know which one you want to do. I'll let you do athletics or strength or dexterity.
That's a wide array. Thank you for all of those choices. I'll take athletics.
Okay, so I'm going to give you athletics, and in chat there is the roll.
Okay. Athletics. Okay.
You do get the cloak over that last remaining little rat. So it is restrained.
Come here, you little rascal. I'm not sure if I can continue to do anything after that other than restrain it, but my aim is to capture it.
Okay, so
inside.
You get the cloak over it, and you're able to kind of twist it off. So it's in there. It is the size of probably a smallish sized dog, not like one of the teacup dogs, but a good 15 to 20 pound dog sized rat.
Wow. From the swarm?
Oh no, from the swarm, yeah, that was just a little rat. So yeah, you've got that one all tied up and twisted together.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to do something really quick with him. I'm going to do a... Yeah, you've got it tied up good.
Okay. And I'll shove that into my backpack and turn to everyone. I was like, I'm not trying to. I'm not a fan of rats, but perhaps something has affected these, and we could further gather information from somebody in town.
Maybe the one
Idea?
who got in charge decided to go with rats instead of skeletons. They seem to be stronger.
They're certainly vicious.
So you still see the 4 sarcophagi and the what appears to be a mummified corpse.
Are there any doors in this room, or is this like just it? Down
There
here,
is
it
a
seems
door
like?
in the south hallway. I mean, south end of the room.
Okay. Well, I think if we'd open these coffins, there's probably more undead. I don't know if that is something we want to deal with right now, or we should keep moving forward.
I feel like we shouldn't touch them. Although
An argument could be made
someone-
to go at them one at a time, possibly. Instead of doing
that's
it
also
at once.
true. Well, can one of you help me check this mummified thing in the middle of the room? And then I will investigate if it's something important or it's just a mummy.
As you touch the mummy, all of you hear whispers, not coming from through your ears, but again, telepathic whispers of some eldritch nature as the mummy's body is disturbed. Looking at the mummy, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
I'd like to use. DM, can I give guidance on this?
Yes, you may.
Pass the guidance. Okay.
So I'm going to pause the clock so that the guidance will stay on. So go ahead and drag that effect onto you, Felzik. And then go ahead and roll your... There you go. And roll your investigation. That should give you... the wrappings on this are very old. Dry and tattered. Feeling around, you do feel what appears to be some sort of weapon underneath the wrappings, small weapon. But it does appear to be very old and humanoid in nature. You can't tell with the wrappings still on, whether it's an elf or a human or a half elf or something like that, but it appears to be humanoid in nature, very old wrappings.
And we felt weirdness as I touched it?
Yeah, you heard whispers as you touched it.
Okay.
With no specific, discernible words.
No discernible words. Some language you can't understand.
I will... I mean... do I want to cast a spell here? Oh, fuck it. I will cast Identify on the corpse. And see if it is magical in nature.
Are you gonna cast it as a ritual?
No, it's a spell.
Okay. You don't sense anything magical at all within this room, with the exception of any magical items you guys would happen to be carrying yourselves.
Okay. In that case, Wizard is gonna say, I do feel a kind of a weapon or an item underneath the cloth. But there's only one way to figure out if this is really something important or not. And I'm not sure if we want to undress this, corpse right now.
It's completely head to toe wrapped up.
Yeah, completely head to toe wrapped up. You can feel around the waist there is a bulge that seems to fit the outline of a dagger or something like similar to it.
Something similar. Well,
Can I make a religion check on it?
Sure. The way the wrappings are, most people that are buried aren't wrapped. So it would signify that the person has some sort of importance to whatever these crypts are.
looking around this room, is there any paintings, murals, languages written on the wall?
No, nothing that would be indicative of a language. No runes, no engravings, no tapestries or anything on the walls. The crypts, the sarcophagi are basically, it's got some pitted stone around the lids. They seem very old. Unlike up above, there is dust in the room.
Alright. Well, you said there's only one way to find out, and considering that there are so many undead here, well, if we were going to cut it free, I think the first cut should be a quite sizable one. And I pull out my greatsword.
You pull out your greatsword, and you're gonna make are you gonna double overhand straight through the body of the mummy, kind of make a slice?
I hold the blade over the body, just to gauge everyone's reaction and see what, if they're okay with me slashing this body, attacking the corpse.
Eric does nothing to stop you.
Just make sure to not attack the object.
Yes, no, friend. I will keep it intact. And I try to aim for the upper body, in the clavicle area.
You go for the shoulder, stab in, and pull down. The whisper comes again. The mummy kind of sits up and lays back down as you make a giant slice through it, unmoving after you've stabbed your greatsword through it.
Everyone see that? It looked like that. It had a reaction like it was alive.
Was it like a full-on sit-up?
It's maybe like a 30-degree V.
Oh,
so
okay.
When he stabbed the shoulder, the legs kind of lifted up a little bit.
Okay. Well, I guess you could try to cut the head. I don't like the reaction it gave. A mummy's
not react. I wasn't expecting a reaction.
Let's rid this evil. We cannot let this thing stand here too long.
Okay, so somebody was going to cut off the head?
Before we do that,
I'm going to immediately go in with my mace and try to smash the head.
Can I? Well, okay. I won't stop you.
As you swing with your mace, and hit what would be the head of the mummy, the wrappings all kind of collapse as dust billows out from the wrappings as you crush the skull, and it kind of flattens down to the ground. The only thing that's left physically within the wrappings is that one object that you had felt earlier there, Felzik. So you've just got wraps with that one object. No longer feel a corpse or anything inside there.
Can I make a check to know if we have got rid of this or if it has escaped?
Okay, go ahead. Do a religion.
Okay.
Being as every other thing that has touched the mummified thing has caused the whispers, and when Ferric smashed it with the mace, no whispers occurred, you would think that it is totally gone.
Well, congrats. I think you dispelled the evil that was lurking inside the cloth.
Before you stick your hand in there, Ritual crouched by the body, and the cuts that is sort made in the ribbon, the wrapping.
Yep.
Is it like peering inside of that? Is there anything in the inside of the wrapping?
When you put the sword in, you felt a resistance internal that is no longer there after Ferric swung and hit the mace, and the wrappings kind of collapsed down to the ground. So basically, you've got maybe 2 inches of wrapping that are on the ground now where your sword went in.
2 inches of wrapping. What type of is it like a fine? It's like a fine material.
It's a cloth. Like I said, it's old and frayed. It's not like a silk or anything. It's probably more like a cotton or a denim that was wrapping it.
Okay.
Wizard is going to crouch down and try to grasp the object underneath the cloth.
Okay, then sure. You find yourself a silver dagger. It looks ceremonial in nature. It is not something that you would want to use in battle necessarily. It does seem softer than like, an iron dagger type of thing. It appears ceremonial, but you do find yourself a silver dagger worth approximately 10 gold pieces.
Okay, well, this is interesting. I don't think it's magical, but it is certainly valuable. Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's up to discussion. Do we want to open this sarcophagus one at a time and kill whatever comes out of it one at a time? Or do we just want to move on to the next door?
It may be worth opening one, because what if, like, this mummy did not seem to, or whatever this was, seemed to be, we thought was going to be a lot worse. What if nothing's inside of these sarcophagus? I don't know.
I don't feel... Go ahead.
No, Pelzic's going to say maybe we should also stand on the other 3. If these things are undead, maybe they're too weak to push the sarcophagus off. So adding that maybe extra weight may also keep them inside while we open up one instead of all 4 popping up.
I like that.
So,
on top of this one.
Okay.
It's a bit of a fun sight, but I guess we could do it.
and I guess I'll open mine. Okay.
So Richter's going to open it?
Yeah.
So you open that... Ouch! My puppy's trying to climb all over me. You open it. You find... I'm going to get the drawing object out and mark the ones that you have opened. You find what appear to be very old remains in skeletal form of some sort of humanoid, not animated. The bones are kind of broken apart. It was not wrapped up or anything. If you want to investigate the sarcophagus any further, please go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Sure. Investigation. I would say, yeah, this one looks to be dead. And I'll roll an investigation. 12.
Underneath what it appears to be, where one of the hands is, you do find a small silver ring that's the crest that's on it is broken. You can't really tell what the crest was supposed to be.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I'll take that. And is it silver? It's a silver ring.
Yes, small silver ring with a
All
broken
right.
sigil.
Let's try to do this one then.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go for the second one. I'm gonna mark it. Again, just like the first one, some decayed bones. This one appears to be much shorter. Can't really tell if it's a halfling or a gnome or a goblin, but a shorter humanoid type creature.
Okay, I'll investigate it.
Okay, with that, you find 3 things in there. You find a potion that looks typical like the potions of healing that you have, but it's cracked. It still looks usable, but maybe not to full potency. You're going to take that. I do have an item created for it. There is a bone dagger with a Basidian edge and rotten priestly robes that are moth-eaten beyond repair.
I'm gonna leave the robes, but I will hold the potion of healing. I'll say, if either of you are hurt, as you like look at Richter and Ferric, this seems to be a potion of healing. It's a bit cracked, so there's not as much, liquid in it. But if you need it, feel free to take.
Okay.
So
Feldic is going to scavenger the robes, even though they are, useless. It still might be use preserving them, or
okay.
So he'll delicately try to pack them up as much left of them as possible.
So got that marked.
Did anyone took the healing potion?
Yeah, I put it in your inventory, Vezir.
I'm not in need of it now, but
Alright.
may need it later.
Okay.
I assume that we'll open. We're gonna go in clockwise, because you left that one unattended. I'll go over here.
Okay. So with the third one, I'm going to mark it. We're going clockwise.
No, we're going.
We're going to go Richter. Okay, this one.
Yep.
Number 3. Again, you have a full-size humanoid, human, elf, half-elf type size humanoid. Inside that one, if you want to investigate, go ahead and roll an investigation.
Go ahead, Vezir. Oh no, Vezir, no.
You do see a vial in there.
Vial, okay. I'll take the vial if it seems like it is intact.
It has some sort of red powder in it.
I have proficiency in alchemist supplies. Could I do an alchemist supplies check to see what it might be? Okay, so I just click here, I think. It should be good to go.
It appears that it has old crushed rose petals in it.
Interesting. Does that serve as a poison?
Based off roll just a straight intelligence check for me.
What type of ability check? Okay. Ooh.
Wow, another one.
All right.
You would think with the vial and the way the other stuff that's in here that powder was probably at one time used for a ritual of some sort. Not necessarily alchemical, probably more religious based.
Interesting. Okay. You'll like kind of show the vial at the others and say, it seems like used as some kind of ritual ingredient, but it's nothing special. Do you want it, Felzik?
He will say yes. It may prove to be very invaluable in terms of preservation. He'll add it to his inventory.
Okay.
His bag's just full of junk right now.
Fine. And
All right.
the last one.
Let's see if the fort is the charm.
Let me take 2 steps back.
This one a little bit bigger than the real small ones, but smaller than the big ones. This one probably is the skeletal remains of a dwarf, based off of size and physique. Again, been in here for ages. If you want to dig around within the bones, go ahead and investigate.
If anyone's want to give a helping hand to me, I'll take it.
I will give guidance again.
Okay, I'm going to pause the game time so you can get the guidance.
Can you, if you target me and then click guidance, does it apply to me?
Let me try.
So I'm going to have you go ahead. Let me delete that from chat. Go ahead and target him, and then try it again.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead and...
Let me see. The investigation, right? Not normal.
No.
Go ahead and
it did not. No, it did not hit the guidance automatically.
You hit the guidance roll. We'll see what we get out of it. Just enough.
All right.
As you dig underneath it, you do find a silver holy symbol.
Ooh.
One of the goats.
Can I make a religion check on it?
All of you would know this one without doing a religion check. It's the symbol of Iron, the god of light, one of the major gods that is still worshipped in the Outcast Isles. You've seen the symbol all over the place. In every town, it's present.
If it's okay with the rest of you, I would like to take this so I may return it to the one of the temples of Orion.
Yeah, for sure.
Eldrick's gonna say, why would that be down here? I think that
there is only one way I can think of that this will be here. These cultists overtook this place and desecrated it.
That was what I was thinking as well.
Can I? Okay, I don't think we did an overall history check here. Could I make a history check to see if this room tells a different story than the surface does?
Go ahead.
And I still have the guidance.
Yep.
Right. Okay. History.
I would say it's also possible. I'll wait until after this.
Totally different mosaic on the ground. This has got mosaic tiles versus just the things. It appears from what you can tell, that these sarcophagi are a lot older than the one that was upstairs. Looking back at it, even though that sarcophagus upstairs is old compared to your guys' current age, it is nothing like near the ages of what is down here. Where when you guys were upstairs, you had the center place where you where the big sarcophagus was, where the doorway was leading down here. You had the 3 other caves. It seems that the 3 caves were an afterthought to the central area. Probably made within the, still old, 100 or so years old, but nothing like the stuff in here that appears several centuries old.
Okay. So Vezir is gonna, like, after walking around the room, investigating everything, he'll look at the others and say, "Yeah, I think your instincts was correct, my friend. This whole place tells a different story than the surface. I think whatever was the origin of this location has been taken over by these cultists long after and turned into something of devil worshippers from what it was once holy."
Well, let's see if we cannot take it back.
There are no nameplates or anything on these.
Nothing, no writing whatsoever on any of those.
Okay.
Can we check the door if it's locked?
From what you gather, with the robes that you were able to find in one and that holy symbol, probably some priests or acolytes were buried here.
Okay.
Or interned here.
Yeah. Right. You said something about the door?
I just wanted to see if it was locked.
It does not appear to be locked. As you go to move the handle on the door, it does have movement to it.
Are these like big double doors that 2 people could open at once?
This one is a double door, yes.
Richter, would you like to give me a hand? We go through it once.
All right. Careful now.
Yeah, so we open the door simultaneously and see what's on the other side.
It looks like it opens up into a large semicircular chamber, which wraps back around itself, and it looks like you have a passage heading to the south.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Oh, this is a big place. Okay, this is a real big place.
I would make some sort of just check around us on this room.
Perception check,
sure.
yeah.
Perception or like history or religion or investigation, whatever you want to give us. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and everybody do a quick everybody do a perception. I'll put it in chat for you to make it easy. Perception request. Very dusty. Nothing really sticks out to anybody except for Richter. On the 2 pillars that are going up to hold up the ceiling, you do see on the left-hand pillar the holy symbol to Aron, the god of light. And on the right-hand one, you see the holy symbol to Lunara, the goddess of night, the moon goddess.
Well, the symbol.
Hmm.
Or these symbols, more like it, both of them.
Seems that this was a place of worship for more than one god.
Interesting. Well, this is a really large place, and
Do we think this is beyond us? I have to ask.
Oh, I don't think so. I think I think I would constitute something beyond us, as in if we face a formidable foe. Otherwise, this just feels like an abandoned ancient history.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I say we proceed. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go ahead, please.
No, please. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say that before we head on, which seems to be opening further into whatever may be, we should probably go around and see what's behind down there. And if these sections
Both
reveal
of the
any
little
like hidden.
alcoves are empty, but if you looking at the stone, you can see the stone is worn where things were placed there previously, but they are no longer there.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of
Probably
it's
painting.
basically got a clean spot in the dust, where some very large, heavy objects were there previously that are no longer there.
Okay. Well, they probably posted paintings or such here. Okay. And just for like to make sure, Vezir is gonna quickly like go to the other side, make sure there's nothing special there, and then move back.
And again, it's got the exact same characteristics. There was something in that little area previously, which is no longer there.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, this looks abandoned, sadly. There might be something up ahead, I guess. We should be a bit careful, though. I don't know, my instincts are making me feel uneasy.
I think we proceed in our battle line and approach cautiously.
So,
Richter, you first. I'll follow you.
All right.
So.
Yeah, before we enter into this, now we're in, like, I don't want to trigger any traps. Is anything precarious looking in this
go ahead
tiny
and roll
hallway?
If you're physically looking for traps and stuff, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
And I'll also investigate with my familiar up ahead. Just to get a view of if there's anything awaiting us. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry.
As your familiar flies up ahead,
what was that?
bouts of flame appear from both sides of where the little naves are that you see kind of sticking out of the wall there. Let me look at your familiar.
I don't think a familiar is like 1 HP. So.
No, it has more than that.
I really wasn't expecting any traps. Thank God you sent your familiar.
I wasn't.
Taking 4 points of damage from fire.
Oh man, how many HP does your familiar have?
It has 10 health.
10. Jeez. Okay, that's beefy. I think I have an all familiar, which is well, I don't see a sheet for it right now.
Familiar, so they're a bit tankier.
So knowing that there is a trap, go ahead and roll investigation with advantage.
Okay. Let me
figure out what the.
Can I give guidance again, or is it?
Yeah, go ahead and give
applied?
guidance again. Yeah, it fell off. I'll pause the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I actually also make the roll?
Yeah. Boom.
Okay.
Is that?
You kept the lowest.
So the 11 plus
11 plus 4 plus whatever the guidance roll is. 11 plus 5 is 16. Between Vezir and Richter, yes, you are able to identify the trigger for the trap. Basically, what you do is, with all the dust that's in here, you can see like a minor light line that's going through the dust right before that alcove thing. And you figure out that basically anytime that light is broken, that's what caused the fire to shoot out. You're able to stuff it cover up the holes where that light's being emitted. And after a few seconds of the flame going through, whatever caused that flame trap to happen has expended all of its fuel.
Perfect.
All
Okay.
right.
Well, that was dangerous, but good thing that you sent a familiar ahead.
Yes. I thought the thing was creepy, but now I'm thankful it exists.
Alright, let's go up ahead. I'll be with you to make sure there is no traps.
Okay. Inside the alcoves, you do see statues, one in each.
Mm.
And that's what the flames came out of their mouths as part of the trap.
Okay. By the way, for traps, my passive investigation is 15. In case that would be enough to detect other traps along the way.
Got that noted?
Could I? Maybe I'll do that on the way back out. Let's continue.
You want to check the...
I wanted to look at the mechanism just to see if there's anything I can pick up from it, but I'll do that on the way back out.
Well, the mechanism was there was some sort. There's holes right in the wall just prior to where that opening is. That there was a light that was leaving one of them going into the other that you were able to. So one had a light source, one had a light sensor, but both the sensor and the source are buried inside these holes that you were able to plug up to cause it to use all of its fuel.
Yeah, I was talking about the traps themselves, to study the traps.
You mean study the traps on the...
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, but I'll do that later, because right now I think we're still in possible danger. So on the way out, if we have time, Richard will we'll do it. We'll do that. But and I'll handle that when that comes. But right now, I want to check for traps again.
Yeah, same.
In this tiny little thing before the openings.
Yeah, Wizard's gonna also check for traps. Make sure that both of us is not frying on the ground.
So go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Investigation.
With a very really low DC because you've already seen what's here. You find the exact same thing just before the entrance to this second set of openings. Well, you found one set here that you're able to easily when you trigger the set that's at the top, nothing happens. So it seems that this trap, this light line that was going across through the dust that's kind of filling your space, was for this upper set of alcoves. You're easily able to disable this lower one that sends out about a flame for about 20 seconds.
I would like to before that happens.
Okay.
Is the light line like in at like a, how could I explain this? Like, is like a slit from top to bottom of the from all along the wall? So there's like a light.
On one side, it's about knee height. On the other side, it's about shoulder height. It cuts across at a diagonal.
So knowing where it is it possible to
you could crawl under it on the eastern side.
On the eastern side, okay.
So right here on this side, you could crawl underneath it.
All right.
I'm imagining it like that first Indiana Jones movie where it's like when it starts the first, the 5-10 minutes of the movie. There's this scene of like a little light coming in through a crack. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about.
That's kind of what you're seeing. You're kind of seeing what appears to be the remnants of some sort of light, and you can't see it all the time because it's just it's when it catches the dust particles. It's like after spending like 5 minutes looking at it, where all the little bits of dust, it's not like it's a constant solid line that you can see all the time, but you're able to discern based off of seeing the first trap, it's coming from down here going up over on this side. So it did take you some time to realize that. You could crawl under it on the eastern side without triggering it.
Now that I know there's two down here and they're active, and we disabled the other two, I do want to go back now. I mean, just a moment, please. And I'm gonna go back and look. I just want to do a quick. I don't want to spend too much time, so like about 5 minutes looking at this statue, seeing just like now I want to study the trap, see if there's where the component was being held, the fuel. Is it something that could be removed or not? And maybe get a bonus if possible to like working on the next trap, the active traps down there, because I do want to see if there's anything to collect from the trap, if possible.
Would you want me to help you?
If you want.
Okay.
I pull out my tinkerer's tools. That will help.
Yes, that will help. Go ahead and do a tinkering check with advantage due to the help. Because of the amount of time, guidance did fall off. But tinkering tools with advantage.
Tinkering tools with advantage. There's a button on it. I'm not sure that's set up correct on the map.
You should be able to just click on your tools.
Yeah, click on the tool proficiency in your sheet.
You should have it in your inventory. You should have the tinkerer's tools. And from there, you should be able to...
Tinkerers.
That's interesting. Because when I clicked on my alchemist supplies proficiency, it did work.
Let me look here. Attributes.
It's not in my inventory. Maybe I only had the maybe I don't actually have the tools.
On the front page of your attributes, if you open up your character sheet at the very bottom of the front page, there's Tinker Tools at the bottom. Click on that.
Tinkers. Okay. Tinker's tools. Okay.
With advantage.
It's asking for a dexterity with advantage. All right. Oh, that's unfortunate.
With that first 5 minutes, you do understand that it looks like that upper portion of the statue looks like it is not physically embedded in the pedestal that it's on. It looks like something that if you were to use some strength, you could slide it off of it.
Slide it off of it. Okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna go. Then I will go into the next room.
All right. Yeah. Let's proceed.
Okay. Are we going to sneak in the next room, or are we gonna trigger the traps?
We're going to sneak past the traps.
Okay.
Squeeze past.
That's fine. You guys know where they're at. So you sneak past the one that's right up here.
And I do want to go up to the traps, though. We're going to go up to the traps, and I'm going to try and take the thing out. You said it was the strength?
The statue looks like it can be moved off of the pedestal, yes.
Oh, the statue itself. How big is this? The statue, I imagine, is quite large.
It would take a strength check in order to move it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't help with that.
Is there a way to? There's no way to take the fluid out of these, right?
You can't tell until you move the statue.
Until we move the statue. Okay. All right. Then you want to assist me, Wizard?
You're gonna try to move the statue?
Yes.
I'm a wet noodle. I can't assist you.
You're a wet noodle. Okay. That's fine.
I will also take a few steps back in case this explodes on our faces.
Alright. I'll do it myself.
I'm gonna go ahead and pull up just a good old one of those for you.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Pushing down at where the feet are, you notice that it slides a lot easier than you thought it would slide. It's almost like there is a grooved set of stone rails that this thing slides within. As you slide it back, it opens up into there's a small chamber in there. with some items in there. I'd like you to go ahead and roll an Go ahead and roll your tinkering check again.
Tinkering check. Good. Tinkering check. Am I able to use my intelligence for this?
Sure.
Okay. Alright. Man, that's a low roll.
I will say what you do find in there is you find what appears to be a metal canister, 2 springs, one on each side, a tube that leaves the metal canister that lines up to where the center of the bottom of the statue was. That's what you see when you physically look inside that little opening that you revealed.
Okay. 2 springs. Tube. Alright, so holding on to the tube at the bottom, is it possible to pop the canister out?
You can put
Like
your...
to pinch off the
you
tube.
pinch off the tube. You'd pry with one of the springs, and then yes, you're able to pull that canister out.
And
You would.
is it possible to tie the tube so it doesn't leak?
Any soft object, for example,
They cork it?
Cork it, type of thing would be able to do it. What you do notice is you're doing the spring. One of those springs is actually for a valve that's in the top of that tube. So you're able to figure out, hey, this spring would open the valve. So with the little cork and pulling this thing out with the springs, you're able to keep the liquid in there, whatever liquid was in there.
Okay. Perfect. Then I will add this to my loot somehow. Pull the canister. And then I turn to the others. I'm like, do you mind if I do the other one? We could, if I'm taking too long, we could just do what we did with the last one.
We could. I mean, we will have to exit this place. We could do it after, once it's time to go back, just in case there is something lurking here.
So
you
leave that one active.
You've been down here for about 50 minutes.
Okay.
So we want to leave that one active over there, and we know we know how to locate the trap and activate.
No, that's okay. Well, I guess let's do it now.
Do it now? Okay. No,
So knowing
exactly
exactly what's here, it only takes you about a minute and a half to get the second canister out.
Okay. All right.
Let's make sure there's no more traps in the further ahead.
As you pass the second trap room, you see an opening that has, you see some torch sconces on the wall, 2 doors, and a set of stairs heading down.
Okay.
2 doors and a set of stairs heading down.
Wizard is going to use prestidigitation to light up these 2 torches to bring some light into this place.
Okay.
As he mutters arcane words and they suddenly flare up. Right. These doors, or did you say these doors are open?
No, they're not open.
Okay, because we can see.
I know you can see down the hall. It's probably because of where I've got the light placed.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, it's going through the doors. Let me look at my wall controls. Light restriction.
Maybe
there we go. I'm fixing it really quick.
Yep. That did help with that side.
And I'm going to go ahead and on my light thing, I'm going to go ahead and re-up update that. There, that should look a little bit better.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does. Okay, so these downstairs and then 2 doors beside us.
Yep.
Giving it a cursory look at the downstairs, how far does it seem to be going?
It looks like it's going to go down at least 10 to 15 feet. It's dark down there, even with the torches that are lit up at the top. It's dark down there. You can't really tell what's at the bottom of the stairs.
Should we check these doors or?
Yeah,
I say we go through one of them and see what's in the hall in there.
I think exploring as much as we can is the smartest thing to do. We don't want to, the bigger group once they come to be ambushed by something we overlooked. Vezir is gonna reach his hand to the handle right next to his.
That one opens easily. You see a long passageway that looks like it has sarcophagi in several alcoves.
Actually, if you don't think it's too dangerous, if you give me about 10 minutes, I could cast a spell to detect any magic around us, especially considering how many sarcophagus there is in that room.
I can wait.
I don't mind.
All right, I'll just do it real quick in the middle of the room.
Okay. Don't cast it yet. Now you can go ahead and cast. I advanced the clock to 10 minutes for the. Oh, it's a ritual cast anyway. Cast it as a ritual.
Yeah, let's see how does that work. Oh wait, shit. It looks like I never picked that spell. Never mind, I don't have detect magic.
Okay.
Never mind, I never picked that up.
I'm gonna move the clock backwards 10 minutes.
I'm so used to having it as a wizard. I was like,
yep.
Of course I have it. Okay. I think I never picked it because the elves get it at certain levels. So I was like,
as you start slowly proceeding down that hallway, the first sarcophagus has no lid on it and nothing inside.
Okay.
The one on the left.
Okay. Is there nameplates on these?
No, but you do see on the one to the south, you have the symbol for Aron, the god of light.
Interesting. Okay. Just to be safe, is Ferrex staying out, or did you just not move the token? See if it's like the character intentionally staying out from the room.
Let me get so I can see Discord. Ferric, you there?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
Oh.
Yep, moving in.
Alright. Slowly walking ahead. I'll check for traps as we are walking.
No apparent traps.
Okay.
So on this first one, there is no lid. It's totally empty. It's clean. It's looked like it's never been used. As well as a little bit farther down, you see another one without a lid that looks like it's never used. The 6 remaining all have the symbol of the god of light, Aron.
Interesting. So if this was a temple, it certainly had a lot of sarcophagus as part of it. Maybe this was just a cemetery for this particular worshippers.
What does this room look like from here?
This room looks different. There is the symbol on top of that crypt, that crypt is a lot larger than the others. And the symbol on top of that doesn't really spark anybody's quick memory right off the bat.
Okay. I'll go investigate it further. Can I make a religion check?
Religion check would be what you would do for that one.
Cool.
What's a glass looking noise?
What you see on there is two different things. You're able to perceive that right in the center, somebody has gouged out the holy symbol of Aron. And in the outer edges, it appears that they have started to make the symbol for Orcus. So right in the center, it looks like somebody chiseled out the holy symbol to Aron, and then these semicircle looking pieces on the outside appear to be the starts of the holy symbol of Orcus.
Right. And this does this sarcophagus looks more established, like potentially someone of importance will rest in it, kinda?
It like I said, it looks at least 1.5 times larger than the rest of them. It does look larger. Where there was dust everywhere up into this thing, you could definitely see that there has been some sort of clearing of the dust within like the first 5 to 8 feet around this area where you're standing. All appears to be cleared of dust.
Okay.
Mm.
Well,
the
this
sarcophagus
is
does appear to be as old as the rest of them that you've seen in here, which are centuries. But this is the only clean spot that you've found anywhere in this underground crypts area.
yeah. As Wizard takes a few steps back and looks at this, he'll say, "Well, this is most disturbing. This is clearly a sarcophagus that was desecrated by these cultists. They tried to chisel out the symbol dedicated to the the holy gods, and then chiseled their own Orcus on it. I'm not sure if we should open it and make sure if there's an undead, but I don't know. You are the cleric, you would know it better than me.
Well, if this has truly been a desecrated holy place, I do not believe it wise to leave it in such a state of disrepair as to cause more evil to possibly grow. Would it be possible to it's not really like a spell, but I would like to like say a prayer to my god to try to consecrate this ground, to try to make it not be like an unholy place?
Yeah, what would you do and say to try to get your gods assistance in doing this?
This temple is dedicated to Orion, correct?
Orion and Lunara appears to be.
Okay.
Appears to be crypts to their acolytes or clerics or people important to them.
Okay, and this line that you've drawn, that's like a barrier I can't step through?
That is anything on the north side of that line. The stone is clean. Like, there's been enough foot traffic through there that all the dust is gone from that area where the rest of the floor is dusty, and you're not necessarily leaving footprints, but there's dust in the rest of the crypts so far.
Okay.
But it appears that that
Eric's
area is clean.
Step up, and he is going to get on his knees, pull out his my holy symbol, and I'm going to say to Eldath, my god, Eldath, hear me now. Arion and Lunara may or may not be in your favor, I do not know, but there is one thing that I do know. This land has had corruption seep deep within its veins, and we cannot allow it to fester any longer, for we must protect those who need protecting, and give the weak guidance when they need to be guided. Bless us now, and allow me to consecrate this land in your name, so that we may rid it of the evil that has grown. And that's it. That's my spiel.
I would like you to pull that check.
Godspeed.
Felsickson give a little applause.
Oh,
for the ceremony.
hell yeah. Big 24.
Yeah, heavens, yeah, you mean?
In Eldath's name.
That's the name. Okay. As you are making that plea to Eldath, you start to hear the whispers again, and they start. It's only you that are hearing these. It's like they're trying to distract you from actually completing your ritual. Something get like a deep pit in your stomach that feels like worry. Then all of a sudden you feel a warmth over you, kind of giving you the sense that whatever was done bad here, your God has provided you the assistance that maybe this is not as desecrated as it once was.
Feeling the some of the evil, I was assuming I would be able to sense, like you said, I sense some of the evil kind of be alleviated of this place. Maybe it's not perfect, but I look back at the group. Eldath has done what he can. I don't believe there's much more I could do here. If we are to open this sarcophagus, then I think we should do it now and before ever.
Okay. I
If
will
that's
get.
our plan. I don't know what the.
Well, I don't know, Richter. What do you think? Wesley's gonna start preparing for a firebolt.
There's only one way to make sure that everything is holy now. And I'll step forward. And remove the cover.
As you remove the cover, you see the corpses of a skeleton and 3 zombies inside that appear to have been recently deceased.
Ooh, so they're not attacking us.
They are not attacking you. Your
Wow.
plea to your God assisted you with that wonderful roll that you had.
Eldath, your protection has blessed us again. Please continue to grant us your favor.
Just a second here. Need to do something. Oh, one more person.
One person? Oh no, I was just going to say, well, I'm not much of a religious person, but I certainly found that very inspiring.
Thank you, Vizier. Your words are too kind.
Those are powerful words. So all of them lay in this one sarcophagus?
Yes, that thing was large enough for 4 bodies to be in there.
Is there anything of note in there besides the 4 corpses?
Let's go ahead and do an investigation check. Oops.
Yeah.
I will give guidance to whoever needs it instead of doing an investigation check myself.
Is it possible to assist?
Yeah,
to
so
help?
Give guidance, and whoever's doing the investigation, I'll let them roll with advantage.
Vezir.
I'll give it to Vezir. Hold on. Give me a second.
And I'll assist him. You have one more point than I do in investigation.
Guidance.
Okay. 22.
Yeah, and I also lost control of my token because it's underneath the zombie.
The zombies, all 3 of them, are wearing what appear to be ceremonial armor with a sigil that's now faded on it. Nothing that you would want to use in actual battle. Probably nothing that would provide you anything more than minor assistance against damage. And you also find... Let me find it. A ring.
It's like rings.
Okay.
Is it also silver?
It might be mage coloring. Let's see.
It appears copperish / bronze on the sides. It's like got some sort of whitish ivory on top.
Okay. Just like a cursory feeling, does this feel magical?
It looks like it probably was at some time. It looks like it has the characteristics of like arcane runes and stuff on it.
Okay. Wizard is gonna take a look at this and then say, this might be magical. I can check it later once we have time to do so. But otherwise, there's nothing else in the sarcophagus other than these armor. But well, I think it will be too much of a waste of time to get those.
The sigil, you said it was faded on the clothing that of the people inside of this. The one on the dead bodies, right? So it's no way to.
You can take it off. You could take the armor off. It probably take you 5-6 minutes. I mean, it's full armor. It's not thick like a full set of breastplate would be, but it would be bulky to carry around with you unless you were immediately leaving.
We can come back for that. We can carry on.
Do we want to check the other side, or do we want to go down the steps?
Before we do that, I will just quickly check if there's some like a hidden door here, and I want to check like this weird corner that exists for some reason, if it means anything.
Okay, so who picked up the ring? Vezir?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in your inventory now that I figured out how to do unidentified on it. There we go. You look in there. When Richter was going and doing the traps before, you see the same kind of chamber in the ground, but it doesn't have any of the pieces parts that were with one of the statue traps from before.
Okay.
It looks like this was probably originally going to be set up to put a statue there to trap this center section of the room.
I see. Nothing important. All right. I think we can do a cursory look at the other room, make sure it is safe, or if there's anything of value in there, and then go downstairs. We do not need to rush this.
Unlike the other door, if you approach this one is locked.
Does it have a keyhole?
Yes, it does. It's a much smaller keyhole than the key that you use to get through the 2 secret doors.
I see. Well,
I don't have lockpicks on me, and neither do I know how to lockpick, really. Is this a wooden door?
Yes, these are wooden doors.
It's wood.
thick wooden doors?
You can attempt to break them open.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're bound. They're thick. Multiple levels of wood in them.
Any symbolism on these? Like, so that one seemed to be to. I don't want to say the name wrong. Iron.
So the northern door on each has the symbol to Aron. The southern door on each has the symbol to Lenara.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I think it would be fine if we destroy these doors. It's for the greater good and all that.
Now that you say that, I'm not religious, but busting down the door seems like a bad thing to do.
I don't know. They've done way worse.
Something else is down here desecrating it. If we can prevent more desecration, I think the god would be okay with it.
I see no issue with breaking these doors down to continue on and uncover evil.
This coming from a holy man, I guess my worry is misplaced. Then bust it we shall. Does anyone have a method of doing so?
Two of us just make a strength check, possibly? Try to break it down.
Which two do we
Vizier
want to
could
do the
burn
strength
it.
check?
We could burn it too, since it's wood.
I would assume Richter, myself, and Ferric. Okay.
A second, let me pull this up.
I'll cheer on. I was like, go team, go, break that door. Knock it to the floor.
Mark this person.
Put a check
Shanks
in chat for you.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Well, better than I did.
Ferric, the side that you're trying to push and pull seems like it's kind of frozen in place until Richter kind of pulls on his while you're pushing on yours, and then it seems like it breaks at the center where the latching/lock device is, and the doors burst open.
Richter will stumble in.
And as you stumble in, you find another hallway with looks like sarcophagi in it. The one on the bottom has the symbol to Lunara on it. You can't really, from where you're standing, see any of the other symbols, if there are any on the things.
Right.
So both of those are Lunara. The next group are both to Aron.
Interesting.
In the other hallway, it was just all to Aron, right?
That's correct. You got some weird one in the middle there.
Weird one in the middle here.
Yep. Looks very similar to that big sarcophagus in the big room.
Do you mean is this also desecrated by the?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just like
Well,
the last one was.
Yeah. So there might be, well, not might, probably there is undead in that one.
We should rid of them.
You want to say some words again? Is that gonna work twice?
I do not know if Eldath will grant me his favor twice like this. May be asking too much, but in a place with this much evil, it cannot hurt.
Then actually, I would say hold off. We should try to cleanse this one ourselves, in case we do need his help later on.
That is a fair point. Maybe more useful at a more dangerous.
All right, then
place and time.
we can prepare for anything that might come out while Richter, you open it.
Yeah, can I have like Sacred Flame ready to go
Okay,
for like when
Sacred
something
Flame's
jumps
ready.
out? I wanna.
Yeah, I'll ready my firebolt.
Okay. Richter?
I assume I can't ready anything.
Yeah, because you're going to be
if I
moving
am
it.
to open it.
Vezer?
Vezer is preparing firebolt.
Okay.
And I'll prepare
So
Eldritch
as you
Ward.
go to remove the lid comes off easily, and you see a ladder heading downwards.
Well, that's a plot twist I did not expect.
It's actually a very unsettling plot twist.
What about this other
Right.
one that's on the other side of the hallway?
That one has the symbol to Lunara on it. So I'm going to show
Richter,
you
would you mind opening that one?
So there's the desecrated one, just so you guys have a picture of it.
Yeah.
So for the one below it,
Oh, okay.
if you were to open it,
That also has it.
Okay.
Right. I see a statue right there, and
Should we finish exploring the hallway before we go down these ladders?
it's also, there's this bigger stairs in the hallway, so they might also be descending into the same floor.
Possible.
Go
Go ahead, I'll stand and watch here.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I should be able to see them come up the ladder before they, get the best of me.
Okay, what does this look like, this statue?
It appears to be a human priest to Oron. There is a dusty plaque on the bottom of it.
Okay, I'll try to read. Maybe dust off the whatever might be covering letters.
There are 4 rows on there. The first row of words, I'll actually put them all in chat for you. And the last one is... I can copy and paste. There we go. So the plaque on the front reads, "The Dawn Keeper, Lights Watcher, the Unyielding Flame, High Priest Aldrich Sunveil."
Interesting. Do I know this figure from books? Have I ever
Either
read about
history
him?
or religion check.
I would like to make a religion check as well.
So both of you go ahead and do those on your own in chat.
I'll do a free history too as well.
Oh,
Boom.
good job, Vezer. Big 23s.
You guys make me feel so inadequate.
I rolled a 23 with my religion.
Between the religion and the history, the two of you are able to piece together the following.
I'm just waiting for hands to come out of this darkness and to start grabbing you, Richter.
I hope not.
You see a face get closer and closer out of the darkness.
This giant. What would be really scary is two giant skeletal hands.
Well, it's like one hand coming from here, one hand coming from the other one.
Yeah.
Between the history and the religion check between the two of you, you understand that High Priest Aldrich Sunvale was one of the most devout and steadfast servants of Aron the Dawnbringer. He was a pillar of faith, a warrior of light, and a voice against darkness, standing as a beacon of hope in a world plagued by corruption and undeath. Born in the holy city of Somara, which is outside the Outcast Isles, he was raised within the sanctum of the Everlight, a grand temple dedicated to Aron. From childhood, he was immersed in scripture, battle training, and pursuit of divine wisdom. Unlike some priests who focus solely on healing and guidance, he always walked the path of a warrior cleric, believing that faith is both shield and sword against the encroaching shadows. He led countless crusades against undead, cults, necromancers, and infernal influences. But his most nefarious rival was the cult of Orcus. Aldrich saw them as the ultimate blasphemy, an affront to the natural cycle of life and death, and personally led inquisitions to root them out wherever they festered. You both know that during the last invasion of the demons and undead on the material plane that ended with the Rising, Aldrich fell to a demonic and undead hordes approximately 110 years pre-Rising.
Interesting. Okay.
How many years?
And what
Sorry,
we are
what did you
going to
say?
do is we are going to pause the game right there, and I'm going to end the stream, and we're going to have a quick chat to end our session for this week.
Okay. Oh, good. It's